I, Dr. Kaveri Das, welcome you all to the problem solving session of classification and prediction. In this particular session, we will discuss the examples and problems related to backpropagation, Bayesian classification and, and simple linear regression. So, the content of the this session is problem related to Bayesian classification, problem related to backpropagation, problem related to straight line regression and followed by summary. So, here first we will discuss the problem related to Bayesian classification. So, here we have taken, suppose this is a table where the attributes names are outlook, temperature, humidity and class. So, here in this table class is a class level attribute, this class is a class level attribute. So, where we are having two values, that is n and p, p means presence of the class, n means absence of the class. So, here by considering the following training data set, finding the class level of the test sample, suppose we are taking a class test sample, that is x is equal to outlook is equal to sunny, temperature is equal to cool, humidity is equal to high. So, this particular tuple, it belongs to x and we have to classify this x based upon the Bayesian classification. So, whether it belongs to a positive class or it belongs to a negative class. P stands for positive class and N stands for negative class. Now, solution procedure. The data tuples are described by attributes outlook, temperature and humidity. So, the class level attribute class has two distinct values, namely P and N, where C1 represents the class P, that is positive class, and C2 represents the class N, that is negative class. So, the tuple we wish to classify is x is equal to outlook is equal to sunny, temperature is equal to cool, humidity is equal to high. Now, we need to maximize PXCI into PCI for I is equal to 1 and 2. So, why we have written I is equal to 1 and 2, because we are having only two class for this problem. So, that is why we have to compute PXCI and we have to compute PCI. So, which value is maximum, the tuple belongs to that class. So, here PCI is the prior probability of each class can be computed based on the training tuple. So, for your reference again I have kept the table here. So, here we have to find out the PCI first. PCI means the probability of class P and probability of class N. So, here you can able to see P class is equal to P, probability of class is equal to P is equal to 4 by 6. As you can see here, we are having only 6 tuples. Out of 6 tuples, 4 tuples is having the value P, that is 4 by 6, the probability is 0.666. Next, the probability of class N is, there are 2 tuple belongs to no category. So, the probability of class N is equal to 2 by 6 is equal to 0.333. So, to compute PXCI for I is equal to 1, 2, we compute the following conditional probability. Now, once we have computed, here we have computed PCI. So, PCI, I stands for 1, that is class is equal to P, I stands for 2, class is equal to N. So, after that we have to compute this PXCI. So, to compute PXCI for I is equal to 1 and 2, that is respect to yes and no, that is present or absence of the class, positive or negative class, we compute the following condition. Now, you can able to see here, as the tuple for classification we are taking, x is equal to outlook is equal to sunny, temperature is equal to cool, humidity is equal to high. So, here P outlook is equal to, so first we have to calculate this tuples for sunny, where the outlook value is equal to sunny and how many P and N is there in the sunny. So, that you have to calculate. So, here you can able to see P outlook is equal to sunny and class is equal to P. So, here we can say outlook is equal to sunny here, but the class is N. Here outlook is equal to sunny, class is N. Here outlook is equal to sunny and class is P. So, out of outlook is sunny 3 tuple, only 1 tuple we are having where the class is P. So, we can able to classify 1 by 4. So, why 4? Because there are 4 number of positive tuples, out of which only outlook is equal to sunny stands for 1 tuple. So, 1 by 4 is equal to 0.25. Like that, P outlook is equal to sunny and class is equal to N. So, here you can say there are 2 class N, here sunny and N, and outlook is equal to sunny and class label N. So, 2 by 2 it is 100, 1. So, then we can calculate for the second attribute temperature. So temperature is equal to cool and class is equal to P. So you can able to see here cool class is equal to P, cool and class is equal to P. So there are 2 tuples out of 4 tuples. So there are 4 tuples, positive tuples, P value. So 2 tuples stands for temperature is equal to P. So 2 by 4 it is 0.5. Like that P temperature is equal to cool and class is equal to N. So there is no class, temperature is equal to cool, only 2 tuples are there, but both the tuples are having the value class P. So no N value is there, that is why 0 by 2, 0 by something is 0, so the value is 0. Next for humidity. So P is equal to, P humidity is equal to high and class is equal to P. So here you can see high and class P. Only one case is there. So 1 by 4 it is 0.25. Humidity is equal to high and class is equal to no. We can say there are 2 tuples where humidity is equal to high and class is equal to no. So 2 by 2 it is 1. So here by this particular computation we have calculated Px Ci. Now using the above probabilities we obtained now Px class P. So Px class P, that means P outlook sunny class P, P temperature cool class P into P humidity high class P. So all the categories, P categories we have to took for every attribute. So the value have multiplied 0.25 into 0.5 into 0.25 and it is coming 0.03125. Similarly, we can able to calculate Px class is equal to N, where P outlook is equal to sunny, class is equal to N, P temperature is equal to cool, class is equal to N, P humidity is equal to high and class is equal to N. So the values come 1 into 0 into 1, this is 0. So here by this we have calculated Px Ci for class is equal to P and Px Ci for class is equal to no. Now to find out the class Ci, that maximize Px Ci into Pci, we have to compute, earlier we have computed Pci, so Px class P into P class P, the value is 0.03125 into 0.666, it is coming 0.2081. Px class N into P class N, 0 into 0.333, it is 0. So above if you compare these two value, this is higher or maximum compared to this one. So therefore the Naive Bayesian classifier predict the class P for the tuple X. So here we have to compute this, we have to calculate the class label for this X. So we have predict that the class label for the tuple is P. So that means X is equal to the tuple, it is given, outlook is equal to sunny, temperature is equal to cool and humidity is equal to high. It belongs to class P. Now we will start another problem related to back propagation. The example based on the learning process of neural network from a single training example. So we have a multiple example, but we have taken a single training example and we have shown here in this example how the learning phase occur for the neural network. A normalized training set of observation will be used in learning process. This training set has 3 input descriptor variable, that is I1, I2 and I3, and 1 output response variable, that is O. So 5 observations has been shown in the figure in the next slide, I1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Step 1, solution procedure. So you can able to see that this I1, I2, I3, these are the descriptor variable, O is a response variable. So 5 observations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. According to that, randomly we will take one of the tuple and we can feed it to the neural network and see the results and adjust the weight according to the error. So neural network is set up with 3 input here, ABC, you can able to see ABC, one output node, that is F, single hidden layer with the node D and E. Random numbers between 1 and -1 are assigned with the weights. So every connection is having some weights and that weights are normalized between 1 and -1. For example, the weight of node A to node D, that is known as weight AD, it is 0.4, and the weight of node E to node F, it is weight EF, it is 0.1. So like that all the connections are associated with some weight. Now step 2, random observation is selected as 5. So initially we have took this 5 observation and is presented to the network. So what is the value for 5? 0, 1, 1. You can able to see here 0, 1, 1 can be fed to the neural network. The value of I1 is equal to 0, is presented to A, value of I2 is equal to 1 is presented to B, and the value of I3 is equal to 1 is presented to C. Step 3. This input is combined with the connection weights are used to calculate the output from the hidden node D and E. Now, this input, whenever we are feeding it to ABC, the output will be as it is, but whenever it will again input to the hidden layer, that should be associated with the weight value. So, to calculate these output, node D and node E first combine this input and then use an activation function to derive the output. So, the combined input to node D and E are the weighted sum of the input values. Now, here this is a formula for input D. Input D is equal to I1, that means the whatever fed I1 value, that is I think 0, then WAD value, associated weight value 0.4, then I2 that is 1 into WBD, that is minus 0.6, then I3 that is 1 and WCD that is 0.9. So, this is the formula to input to the D node. So, according to that we have computed, you can able to see here 0 into 0.4, 1 into minus 0.6 and 1 into 0.9. So, the input D is 0.3. So, like that we can able to calculate input E. So, for input E, the formula is I1 into WAE. So, I1 value is 0 and WAE it is 0.8. I2 into WBE, I2 is 1 into WBE is 0.2. I3 into WCE, I3 is 1 into WCE is minus 0.4. So, when we compute this, it comes minus 0.2. So, now we got both the input value for input D and input E. These two nodes are there, they are in the hidden node. So, the output of the D from D and E uses this combined input value and the activation function. So, here we have used the activation function, that is the sigmoid activation function. So, the formula for that is output D is equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus input D. So, input D is 0.3. So, 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus 0.3, this is coming 0.57. You can able to see here from D we have generated 0.57. Then output E is equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus input E, that is 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus 0.2, that is 0.45. Now, step 4. So, in step 4 we have to calculate the input to the node F and output from the node F. So, the input to the node F is output D into WDE plus output E into WEF. So, output D is equal to 0.57 into weight is minus 0.5, then output E is 0.45 into weight is 0.1. So, the input to the F is minus 0.24. Now, next this we have to compute the use the activation function to find out the output from the F. So, output F is equal to 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus input F. So, here 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus 0.24. So, now it is coming 0.444. Now, step 5. The value calculated as the output from the node F is now compared to the actual output value. So, here we are calculating the output value which can be compared with the actual output value. The actual output value is 1. It is response variable O value has been given. So, here the excuse me, sorry, actual output value it is given 0. So, error F is equal to output F is into 1 minus output F into actual F minus output F. So, here error F is equal to 0.444, that is the output of F into 1 minus 0.444 into actual F is equal to 0, it is given in the observation 5 minus 0.444, it is coming minus 0.108. This is nothing but the error calculated at node F. Next, step 6. Using this error we have to calculate the F for node F, and error is also we should calculate for D and E. So, error D can be calculated by output D into 1 minus output D into error F into WDF. So, here output D is 0.57, it is computed in the earlier slide, into 1 minus 0.57 into output 1 minus output D into error of F. Error of F has been calculated minus 0.108 into the DF node is minus 0.5. So, it is coming 0.013. Like that, error E is equal to output E into 1 minus output E into error F into WEF. So, here error E is equal to 0.45 into 1 minus 0.45 into the error is minus 0.108 at the F node into 0.1 is the weight of E and F. So, we have calculated minus 0.003. So, here it can be shown in the figure 0.013 is the error at D and minus 0.003 is the error at E. Now, this error calculation for node D, E and F, we got the error at 3 nodes, that is D, E and F. It can now be used to calculate the new weights for the network. So, here we have to adjust the weight. A constant learning rate L of 0.5 will be used for this particular problem. So, the the weight adjust formula is Wij is equal to Wij plus L into error j into output I. So, here we can able to calculate the weight, all the weights for the network. So, here Wij is equal to Wij plus L into error j into output I. So, WAD. So, first we have to adjust this weight. So, 0.4, that is the earlier weight, plus L is we have taken 0.5 into node D is having the error 0.013, that is error j into output of I. Output I from A we are getting output, that is 0. So, it is coming 0.4. So, like that WAE also 0.8 at the earlier weight, 0.5 the learning rate. This is the error at E and this is the output from the node A. So, 0.8. So, like that we have computed for WBD. So, WBD earlier weight is 0.6 and plus 0.5 is the learning rate. Error at D is 0.013 and output of B is 1. So, minus 0.594. WBE, it is 0.2 earlier weight plus learning rate 0.5. Error at node D is 0.013, it is minus 0.013. Error at E into 1. 1 is the output of B, that is coming your 0.199. So, like that WCD. So, here the earlier weight is 0.9, learning rate is 0.5, the error at D is 0.013 and 1 is the output of the C, that is why 0.907. WCE, that is 0.4 earlier weight, this is the learning rate, this is the error at E and output of the B is 0.1, it is coming minus 0.402. Like that WDF. Now, here we are adjusting the weight. So, here the weight earlier weight it is 0.5, learning rate is 0.5, the error at F is minus 0.108 into 0.57 is the output of D. It is coming minus 0.531. The WEF. So, WEF here this connection we are adjusting. 0.1 is the earlier weight, 0.5 is the learning rate, minus 0.108 is the error at F and 0.45 is the output of E. So, we are computing the new weight is 0.076. So, this is the formula based upon which we have adjusted all the connection weights. So, these are the new adjusted weight. Now, step 8. The weight in the network have been adjusted in the previous step. A new random example is presented to the network in the next step. So, now once your weight has been adjusted, as in the beginning of the problem, I have taken the example from 5 observation, I have taken the 5th observation. Next, take randomly another example, suppose third observation, which is present to the network and the process of learning continue. So, like that we can calculate the error. If you are having the error, then again you have to adjust the weight, backtrack, and again after adjusting all the weight, then again you can randomly choose another observations for your network. So, this process will continue till the error rate cannot be minimized. So, this is the reference from where I have taken this problem. And the last problem of this session is problem related to straight line regression. Here we have taken a table salary data, it is shown in the next slide, which shows the set of paired data where x is the number of years, of experience and college graduates, and y is the corresponding salary of the graduate. We model the relationship that salary may be related to the number of years of work experience with the equation y is equal to W0 plus W1 x. So, this is the salary data table. X says the years of experience and y is the salary for the graduate. Now, given the above data, first we are computing x mean. So, x mean can be calculated. We have added all the values present in x divided by the number of tuple. Here we are having 10 number of tuple. So, the x mean is 9.1. So, y mean is equal to, we have added all the values of y 30, 57, 64, 72, 36, 43, 59, 90, 20 and 83. Then divided it with 10, it is coming 55.4. So, here in this particular one we have computed both mean of x and mean of. Now, substituting the values into the equation, suppose this is the equations for W1, then this is for the weight one, then this is according to this equation xi minus x mean. That means the first element of x 3 minus mean of x is 9.1 into yi into y mean. Yi first element is 30 minus the mean of y is 55.4 plus summation of all the tuple we have to calculate. So, second one is 8. So, 8 minus 9.1 into 57 minus 55.4 plus we have to continue for all the tuples. Then the last one is 16 minus 9.1 into 83 minus 55.4 divided by summation of I is equal to 1 to t, that is 3 minus 9.1 square, that is the formula is xi minus x mean square, 3 minus 9.1 square plus 8 minus 9.1 square plus 16 minus dot dot dot, we have to calculate for all the values for this x column, then 16 minus 9.1 square. Now, we are getting the value W1 is equal to 3.5. Now, we have a formula W0 is equal to y mean minus W1 into x mean. So, y mean we have calculated 55.4 minus W1, now we have calculated 3.5 into mean of x is equal to 9.1. So, we are having W0 is equal to 23.6. Thus, the equation of the least square line is estimated by, so this is the equation for least square line, that is y is equal to W0 plus W1 into x. So, W0 value has been calculated 23.6 plus W1 it is equal to 3.5 into x. So, this is the line equation. So, according to that, this is the figure where we have plotted the value. So, using this equation we can predict that the salary of the college graduate with 10 years of experience is 58,600. This is according to this plot of graph. This figure shows the overall pattern suggests the linear relationship between x, that is the year of experience, and the y, that is the salary. So, here x axis shows the year of experience and y axis shows the salary, and we have put the value. According to that, we can predict that with 10 years of experience the college graduate should get 58,600 salary. So, this is the reference that is Hannan Kamber, from where I have this example. And now summary. In this section we have taken a classification problem where a particular data tuple has been classified using a Bayesian classification method, where we have computed the PCI, the probability of class attribute, then PXCI, the probability of the every attribute of the tuple, and then according to that which maximize the PCI into PXCI, that will be the class label. In second one, we have discussed the learning phase of neural network. Randomly we have taken a particular tuple, fed to the neural network, then we have calculated the input and output value for the hidden layer and for the output layer. So, whatever the output value has been generated, we have compared with the actual generated value. So, the error has been calculated, and as per the error at output layer and hidden layer, we have backtrack and adjust the weight. So, after that, once the weight has been adjusted, then randomly we can take some other example from the observation to feed to the network. So, this shows the learning phase of our neural network. At last, we have solved a problem which is related to straight line regression using the method of least square. So, here we have took one example where we have calculated the mean of x and the mean of y. Then we have calculated according to the formula, we have calculated the W0 value and W1 value and put the formula in the straight line equation and plot the graph. So, with this I comes problem solving session. Thank you.